Good morning, welcome back to Hammond's Upholstery. After the last chair that you would have seen, that's gone back to the customer. They're very happy with that, so that's good news, considering the state of it that it was in. Anyway, so there's been another chair that I've done quickly in between. I'm sorry I didn't show you that. That was a Cintiq chair. It was all original, so it's all done back to original. That came out very nice. So let's take a walk through and show you what we're on with next. There's some seating for a designer waiting to be collected. Cushions waiting to be collected. We've got this, dark oak two-seater chair that's to be done. We've got these lounge chairs. The frames are away being repainted now. They're being done in leather. There's another dining chair, one of a set. Unfortunately, this fabric for this customer is out of stock for quite some time. Yes, that's disappointing. I've got a set of dining chairs from Designers Guild fabric that's out of stock as well. Same fabric. It's going to be quite a while. We've got these pair of Parker Knoll chairs and another Parker Knoll chairs. Now, there you go. These are being recovered. I've stripped one so you can see what's going on. So that's what we need to strip it back to. Relatively straightforward chairs. There's I think they've been covered at least twice previously. There's a spring that needs reattaching here. You can see the wire nail here, or wire staple. The staple will come out on the other side. Fortunately, I've got the spring, so that's no big trouble. So they're what I'm on with next. And again, in this Christine Munroney Accento fabric, which I've done recently on that chaise. So there you go. I think that's down to customers see that and they go, oh, let's be brave once they see it. So that's why we tend to get trends on fabrics. I wouldn't say it's lack of imagination, but inspiration, I think, from other people's jobs that we've had here or at the time when they come in. So I need to get on with these two here. I'll strip the other one, cut the fabric, get that sewn up straightforward enough. The cushion fills, I'm waiting for the cushion fills to come in to me. Hopefully they'll be in the next day or so, because these are going to be a quick job to do now. We're not changing anything. The tension springs that go from side to side are all okay. So let me show you what you tend to find with these is, see these here, these eyelets here on the springs get pulled out. These look in really good condition. I'm not going to say they've been replaced. I don't think they have. I just think they're in really good condition. So they're fine. And the other one's just the same. So these should be relatively quick. So kettle's boiled, cup of tea, and I'll come back to you once I've ripped up this chair here behind me to match this one, and then we can get on with covering them. You can join me for that. Okay, let's crack on. As you can see, I've got one done here, so everything's cut for it, ready to go. When I say done, it is missing the seat cushion, obviously. I need to cut them and I'm waiting for the fills to come in, so that's going to be a little while. But in the meantime, let's get this upholstered. Right. Inside back. This isn't square, it's tapered. Kettle's just about to boil. good. Right, let's turn this round a little bit. Okay. Right, so I'm laying the welt on the top with this one. So, as always, laying everything into position, check its fits okay before I get too carried away, start cutting things or etc. This should be a quick job now. Okay, so the piping is nicely run along that edge. Bottom of the back through. A couple of staples in. Right, so now I'm going to make the cuts to go round the bottom of the seat here. Okay, let me get this side cut and then I will spin around and show you what's gone on. I'm sure you can appreciate trying to get stuff done and video it is quite a task actually. Right, so making the cuts along the bottom here. Trying to do this as close as I can to how Parker Knoll did it, but bearing in mind that this has already been reupholstered once before, so I've got to adjust for the previous upholstery as well, because the other upholsterer may have just changed things even subtly from how it's done in the factory. And to be honest, even in the factory, one upholsterer may have done it differently to the guy on the bench next to him doing the other ones. So there you go. So I now want to do this cut here, but I also need to do the cut around the arm as well, so I can't really do that. I want to get a bit of tension in it from bottom to top, so we'll do the other side before I get to that. So let's move the camera around, hopefully get it in a position where you can see a bit better what I am doing. Okay, let's see how we get on with that. So I'm making my cut along this welt here. So this is going to tuck underneath here. Now, I'm not saying this is how Parker Knoll did it originally, but the other chair, the previous upholstery, had been stapled on these two stretcher rails. So, and damaged the stretcher rail, so I've got to try and take that into account and upholster this to match the other one I've done, which involved me stapling this fabric along this stretcher rail. Hopefully you weren't just looking at the back of my head then. I suspect you probably was though. Okay. Let's come round to the side now. Okay. So, with the fabric, tug up to the top. I'm just going to put temporary staple in the end there, just hold it, so I can make these cuts here around this arm. I need to cut right up to the pipe in. Fold that underneath, then this. Got to get your cuts right, otherwise you're going to have gaps around the arm here, and we don't want that. Right, so now I can attempt to do this edge here. This is just folded back and pulled tight around that edge. Right, so okay, so there you have that. Right, so that's the bottom of the backing on this side anyway. Got to do this side, so let's go around and do that. Okay, same again, make the cut around the arm, just give this a pull up and a staple in here, temporary staple, so we don't want the head going home and damaging the fabric. Now we've got to make this cut to the centre of the arm and then V-ing out so the fabric can go round the arm. Fold that back. Fold the fabric. Tight up underneath the arm and a staple. There. Around the top of the arm, exactly the same. And same as I did on the other side, cut off some of this salvage, and then this needs folding back. Nice, crisp, straight fold, pull it tight as I can. There we have it. Get this on the floor and do the top of the back. So temporary staple out. Nice firm pull, making sure the piping's right on the edge. Oh dear, here comes the rain. Fold that under, pull pipe it tight over the top. Palm my hand just to ease the fabric over, getting the pipe in right on that edge until it comes over the back, and then it needs to come in a little bit from that edge because I've got to cover it with fabric. Spin it round so you can see what's going on. So again, this side. Temporary staple out. Pull them back up. Make sure that border facing, however you want to put it. Stapled side, got back to you. Again, leaving about 1 inch of fabric to fold under. Cut this salvage off, don't want it to create any additional lumps and bumps. Now we've got to pull this piping over, making sure it's coming up to the edge, nice and tight. The staples in there. So that's the piping on both edges. Okay. So now I'm going to the top of the back, easing that up. Want to get some tension in the centre with my hand. Start off in the centre and go left and right, same process, easing the fabric over, stapling this down as far as I can on this top rail, because I've got to back tack the outside back, covering that, back the other way. There you go. The back. Next, the seat. First off though, as I can hear the rain, and Taka, the dog, is in the van with the window open. Let's turn this round, so hopefully you can see a bit better what I'm doing with the seat. So I'm going to make a cup of tea, sort the van window out, and be back in a minute. Okay, that was good timing. The customer came in just as I ended that. So, cup of tea's on the go, seat lip. It's very simple seat lip. The springs, everything are okay on here. So let's show you seat lip. It's just the square of fabric. Make sure I get it on the right way round. Tuck it underneath the third spring back. Need to fold in fabric. We come into the edge here and the edge here. Okay, so this gets stapled on the front edge of this rail. We've got some Lux Bond, just go over these springs in the same manner. Bring that through, but we're going to just bring that to the top of that rail. We're going to become a bit of a bump stop, okay, on the top of that rail. Bring that over. Underneath the spring, between the top rail and the seat. Okay, and this comes over. Now we've got to make a cut in the fabric to allow the fabric to come round that spring and get stapled on the edge of the rail. If any of this makes it's hard to follow, but it's one side. Do the same the other side. Okay. Now, I'm not presuming this is how the Parker Knoll was done originally, but it's how the previous upholstery was done. And B, how I'm going to do it. So that's stapled there. pull it nice and tight. The fold staple front edge. These staples are very hard to see, quite frankly. That's how it was done. Anyway, previously, I would imagine originally if Parker Knoll did it in this manner, obviously they wouldn't have been using staples. There would be some gimp nails along this edge instead of staples. But as the customer didn't have an issue with the staples in it last time they had it up, I've not been told anything different. So we just put a couple of staples in there to hold it. Okay, so let's put it around there. Now the front edge. Okay. Upside down. Let's move the camera so you can see what's going on there. Okay. So this needs to be trimmed off and then folded back and stapled. You can see there we've got nails and we've got 2 rows of staples in here. So it's possibly been upholstered maybe 3 times. So I'm surprised it's not been more modified than it has. But I don't think it's had a lot of wear anyway. I'm just going to put a little bit of Lux Bond over that edge there. And there's a staple there I can see that I'm not happy with. It's protruding quite a bit. Let's take that out of the way. Okay. Give it a little tug. Start off with the centre. Fold the fabric back. We want to get it relatively close to that edge. We want to conceal those staple holes. Always happens. You run out of staples just when you get something where you wanted it. Just cut a little bit off of that. Right, do that again. So, bit of tension in it. Tuck the Lux Bond in. Fold the fabric back in the centre. So we've got the staples close to that back rail. Okay, then we go to the end. Okay, opposite side, fold it, fold, ease it over. I've never been a particular fan of this style of seats with these tension springs side to side. For me, they always give a very soft seat. So when I have free rein, I tend to strip them out, certainly in something that's in a lot worse condition than this. Strip them out, put a webbed seat in it, and then canvassed and a full seat platform for durability, but with this one we're restoring like for like, or well, like to the last person that upholstered it. Okay, so that's seat railing. Okay, outside back to go. Takes as long to rip these up, possibly if not longer, than to upholster them. But the upholstery is not just putting the cover on, it's cutting, templating, before we even get to put the cover on. Restoration of any damaged parts, like this one we've got to, which I forgot to do earlier, I have to be honest with you. I forgot to replace the tension spring in the back that's come unhooked. There's the hook, wire nail on that side. The wire nail's missing off of this side. So I need to replace that wire nail. Wire staple. Sorry. There you go. Wire staple. It's going to be a bit tricky because I have put the back in, and that means there you go. So this is just a tension spring in the back, lighter weight than the ones in the seat. And they just hook in like so. Again, they don't give a lot of support. They give very soft support, these tension springs, whether they're in the seat or the back, which is fine if you weigh 6 stone. There ain't a lot of 6 stone people about nowadays. Right. Outside back. Now, this outside back has got to be cut with a radius on it, and I also need to mark the centre of it. Fold it over, snip, snip, then I'll mark along the centre, lightly with a biro. Not that it will be an issue with this, but with some fabrics the ink can work its way through, but this has got a really heavy back coating on it, so I'm not unduly worried about that. Okay, top to the top, centre. Don't necessarily need to measure it at this point. I can tell, I can see it. A staple in the top, centre, temporary, out to the side, out to the side again. Centre, top of the back, staple in there. Again, these are just to act like pins almost, just so I can get the fabric into position. More importantly, with stripes and things, because you need them to line up. And I can now put the radius in this top edge. So following the top edge of the frame, okay. Those staples out. Let's spin this round so hopefully you can see a bit better. Okay. Centre to the centre line. Now just run it round, trying to keep this line now parallel. Quite tight radius. So that radius means the fabric is going to lay nicely across here without lots of gathering here. Pull that back down and put some cardboard back tacking strip along there now, so we get a nice sharp edge. Give that welt a good tap, flatten it off. Start from one side and just follow it round. Staple every sort of ½ inch or so. Have to put a bit of tension in this cardboard at this point, because otherwise it can create ruching in the cardboard itself. Doesn't give a very good finish. Okay, let's have a look, see how that's come out. There you go, nice and clean. That's going to be lovely. So, pull the fabric tight to the bottom. There's no canvas, no webbing, not even any foam or dacron on this outside back. That's a Park and Old trait. The frames are lovely though, Park and Old. They're more like cabinetry frames than frame makers, in the sense that we've got sawn and sanded timber on all the rails. Potentially everything is polished. Radius edges. So there you go. You don't need to hide anything with foam. Right. So metal back tacking strip. If you've watched my other videos, you'll have seen this before. Now, the previous upholsterer just folded it and gimped it with nails along this edge here. I could do that, but I'm not going to, just simply because I don't want to see any additional nails if I can help it. So I'm going to just use this. Get a nicer finish, especially along these two long edges. Okay. This fabric is surprisingly tough. I shouldn't be that surprised, I've used it plenty of times before. It's a printed velvet of such, but the back coatings and treatments on it make it really quite a sturdy fabric. Sorry, I have to put my back to it. Try and push the fabric, or push the prongs through the fabric, preferably without pushing them into your fingers. Okay. Trim off the excess. And simply fold or roll it back on itself and pull it up to the edge to get the tension in it. Now I've got to hit these talons, whatever you want to call them, thorns, like a rose perhaps. hit them like I would a nail. We want them going into this rail nice and straight. That's where we get the strength from with this particular product. Okay, cut around the leg. Let's cut some of that off, that's in my way. Cut around the leg. Fold it back underneath the last spike and then hit that home. Nice and secure then. Okay. Temporary staple in the top there, because the same as what we did on the front of that seat, I've got to fold that back and then staple it because there's no bottom cloth on this. Okay, so we don't want any raw edges seen. That's gone on there lovely. Better than the last upholsterer did it, because there's no visible nails or fixings. Right, this side to go. Same process again. Trim my claw. Don't leave that on the floor. No fun standing on this. Right, so I'll get this side done. It's pointless me showing you because I'm going to have my back to you. I'll back tack the bottom and I'll come back to you and show you the finished chair. Hopefully match the other one. Bearing in mind I haven't done the cushions. I'm waiting for the cushion fills to come in. So I'm going to get them cut and so on. So I will come back to you to show the finished chair with the cushion fills in. I'm hoping the cushion fills are in tomorrow, so it shouldn't be too long. Right, so here we have them as promised behind me. I think they look great in that fabric, as did the shades in the previous one. So it does work well, this fabric, if you're brave enough to go for it and you want a piece of furniture that doesn't look like everybody else's. Let's take a closer look. So there you have it. I think they've come out really well. Nice pair of chairs now. So if you see them in a skip near you, drag them out, put some funky fabric on them, and you've got something very interesting. As always, thank you very much for watching. These videos aren't really meant to be instructional, but if you learn something along the way, that's great. It's just how I like to do it here, and my customers appreciate it and the quality. So as always, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully not too long. Bye for now. Bye bye.